What is up? Episode 36 of the Austin Stand-Up Comedy Podcast. What is this? What is this that I'm listening to? What did I stumble upon here? How can he record? How can he slap? Well, I'll tell you what this is. This is a podcast where I celebrate Austin stand-up comedians, talk about what I know about them, any first impressions, any funny jokes I remember, in hopes of injecting some positivity into the Austin stand-up comedy scene while we all wait to get back out there and firmly grip microphones once again. It always comes to like some kind of phallic imagery whenever I talk about a microphone. I need to look into that. Anyhow, let's talk about it. Let's talk about a couple people today. A couple people I'd like to talk about today are Casey Stewart. I'd like to talk about Jonathan Pace. And I'd like to talk about Justin Gunn. Also, Justin Gunn, what a great name. It's like a mixture of it's like a modern day cowboy, right? Like you'd find him in a saloon that serves, hard kombuchas. Let's get after it though. Casey Stewart. Yeah, good dude. He's kind of, I believe he's the host at Love Goat. He actually showed up to one of the earlier Bomb City open mics at Austin's Pizza. And I remember he had a joke, I believe, about Back to the Future, which was really funny. And he's just got a cool presence on stage. And I remember feeling like there's a couple people that have showed up to the Bomb City mics that kind of felt like they legitimized it a little bit. And he was sitting on the couch and I was sitting in a chair next to him and we were just kind of talking about open mics in the comedy scene a little bit. And it was really cool. I mean, it just was a cool conversation to have. And he just seems like he seems like he loves it. So shout out to Casey, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope to see you back out there on the scene whenever we get going again. Jonathan Pace, who I've never talked to in my life, but I've seen at a bunch of different places. His joke about, the one that I like the most of his is his joke about if you weren't here, you'd be dead, about his dad going to the hospital. That's a really good joke. I know he's got some other good ones too, because he always does pretty well. I vividly remember him at Velveeta, and I think the first time I saw him was at, what's it called? The theater next to I Love Video, which sadly, I heard I Love Video is also going out of business, man. That was the old Bomb City place too, so this whole virus, man, it's tough. Sucks. What's the name of that theater next to freaking, not Fallout? Man, I know there's a couple of you that are listening that are like, hey, it's this. They do improv there? Oh boy, this is painful. Maybe I'll tag it in at the end. Cold Town, god dang it. Yeah, first time I saw him was at Cold Town. Cold Town's a cool little venue. And actually, I think one of the first times, I'm going to talk about her in the next episode, is Angelina Martin. I saw her for the first time at Cold Town as well. And there's a funny story of what a comedian told her after she got off stage, which I thought was hilarious. But I'll talk about that in the next one. But yeah, shout out to you, Jonathan. I know you don't know me. I don't know you. Who knows if you even care or listen or even are on the internet. I don't even know if you have the internet. Who knows? He might just finish his set, go home and read a book, and then eat, and then, shower, get up, get in his car, go do stand-up, come back home. I don't know what his patterns are. But shout out to you, man. Let's talk about the last comedian, Justin Gunn. Also somebody that I don't know, but I've seen a bunch of times at Velveeta in Cap City. And I think, definitely my favorite joke of his is the Starbucks joke. But he has a couple jokes that are really good. But that Starbucks joke, holy cow, man, what a great opener. That's one of my favorite opening jokes I've ever heard in Austin. It just catches you off guard, and it's so great. So I don't have much else to say about him other than that joke is really good, and I saw him. There was a heckler that started yelling at him one time at Velveeta, and he was super drunk. And there was another guy. His name might have been Eric. He's a thin white dude with dark hair, and he came up on the stage after him and started complaining about how he took it took like a 45-minute bus ride to get there. So he'd be pissed if somebody was heckling him, and then the door guy came up and like got in the guy's face and was like, "Get out!" It was a very probably not for Justin, but it was enjoyable to be in the crowd at that moment because it was a good story later. But Justin handled it well. He was just like, "I'm just trying to do my jokes, man." But he engaged a little bit, so shout out to you, Justin. Hope you're doing well. Hope you see fewer hecklers out there. Hopefully they're few and far in between. But I think that's all I got for this episode, so thank you guys for listening. If you're a stand-up comedian in Austin, there's a good chance I'm going to talk about you, or I already have talked about you. The YouTube page is searchable. Pop in, search it by name. I might have already talked about some some fun stories that we had together, or how I looked at you from afar and decided to comment on you as a person. Only positively, though. Only positive things. So, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Stand-up comedy will be back. It's coming back. Have a good day.